Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 127 of Daisy Notes. I'm Daisy, and I have a little bit to share with you this week. So we'll hop on in, shall we? I actually have a finished project. I'm kind of proud of myself. I don't know why. It's a hat. We talked about this hat last week, and I said it was kind of getting long, and it might be a little long. Just a little. But I think it'll be okay overall. It'll keep my ears warm, keep my head warm, rocking the hat hair here. And actually, I'm pretty certain I've got a chunk here to do something else with. I haven't weighed it out yet, so I have no idea how much is here. However, the yarn is from Yarn Geek Fibers, and it's her Maven worsted. I really like it. No idea how long it sat in my stash. There we go. I think I ended up casting on like 92 stitches, I think is what I figured out. And I just did it in the round. I did some shaping at the top. Really specific, right? Because when I decided to do this, I didn't even bother to look up a pattern. I just grabbed appropriate needles and went to town. Like, wing the whole bloody thing. So, it was great movie knitting. It's actually what it was for. But I have a thing for speckles because this is the second speckle hat in a row that I've done. So this bad boy is done, and at some point I think I'm going to use these leftovers. I'm kind of curious if I could get some little fingerless mitts or something out of it. I don't know. I might be squeaking to get fingerless mitts out, but maybe something. So that one's done. My other project that got some work this week is my sweater. Because I told y'all last week I was on a countdown, and I'm still on that countdown. I think I have like 30, maybe 30 days, 35 days. I don't know. My phone has been a brick for the last 6 days. So my countdown is on my phone, and my phone is locked at this point. So, first world problems, I know. Before anybody complains, I totally know my phone being brick is a first world problem. However, as somebody who has no memory and puts everything in her phone, this has been very frustrating. So, anyways, my sweater, it's the reindeer cardigan. I did alter it a little, and I had actually done it. I knit it in the round. And yesterday, I steeked. Can you see? It's open, like no longer together. Actually, I think that's a sleeve I'm holding. It's open. I steeked. So I will show you a little bit closer. So let's see here. This purple is the crocheted reinforcement that I did. So we have our stockinette here, and I had 5 purl stitches in between. So I steeked right up the middle of that. I cut it open, and I did the crocheted reinforcement first, and then I cut, just so you know. Like, I didn't go crazy. But it is open. And part of why I went ahead and did that, though, was because I'm almost done with my sleeves. Can you see? All these stitch markers are a decrease. Actually, I shouldn't say that. All of these stitch markers here are a decrease. This one and this very top one here is just to keep me on track, because I do my sleeves 2 at a time. Can you see? 2 at a time. That way my sleeves are the same length, because otherwise I tend to get really far on one and then I'll get off counting. So my stitch markers help me keep track of where I'm at. I went ahead and steeked it open, though, because I wanted to be able to try it on and see how far my sleeves were. And I could put it on as a pullover, but I felt like that was really not necessarily an accurate representation through my shoulders because it was kind of tight. So I steeked it open last night, cut it open, and I really am maybe 8 to 10 rounds from being finished with the sleeves. So that means that all I have left is going to be the button band. The button band. I can't believe I'm saying that because last week I was like, man, I have so much to still do. But this week I have to finish the sleeves and the button band. So, this is one skein. That's what's left of one skein. And then I do have this skein left over because I used these two skeins and I alternated. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry. Alternated these two skeins to do the body of the sweater. I did not alternate skeins to do the sleeves. Honestly, I didn't want to mess with it, so I didn't. So I have all of this skein left, and then I still have a whole nother third skein in the other room. So I might end up with like a good full skein left at the end of the day. The yarn is from Infinite Twist, and there's the details of it. I am thrilled with how it's worked up. It's been really nice. I'm kind of interested to see how it decides to wash and wear overall. But so far, it's been lovely to work with. And when you can do a whole sweater in, I guess that would be 1,200 yards. It's a good day for me, right? So that's yarn. The pattern is reindeer. And it's almost done. That's been pretty much all I've done this week. I did try to crank a few rounds on my knitting machine, on the sock machine. However, I totally FUBU'd. I had a weight issue still. And so there's nothing to show for that. I do need to sit down probably this week and crank out some tubes for a friend. She asked me to do a couple of tubes for her. She sent me the yarn and I have it all in there. I just need to sit down and actually I have to change out my cylinders, which takes a few minutes to do, and then crank through her tubes so she can have some tubes to create afterthought heel socks. So that's really all I've done this week. Not a lot necessarily, but I feel like I made good progress on that sweater and I'm almost there. I've also been doing some Imagine knitting, and I have a shawl picked out already. I can't remember the name of the pattern, so you might see it next week if I have another good week. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but it's going to use up some stash yarn and some leftovers that I have of a couple other yarns. So I'm kind of excited to see how that comes together, and I think it's going to be some kind of brain candy knitting, so that way I can take it with me because Into the Wool is like in a week and a half, and I need some good brain candy for that. So that's my week right there. Have y'all had a great week? I kind of feel like I rushed, like boom, all of it at once. Sorry if that was the case. I'm just proud I sat down and I remember today. It's Friday. Like I said, I've been without my phone for 6 days, and my entire week has been just kind of wonky because of that. I'm so used to being able to pull up my calendar and my contacts and all these things I normally do. I haven't been able to do all week. I've had to find different ways around it. So, also, I'm going to take a moment to show you pretties. Can you see that? Oh, I love these. This is Hollywood Hills, is the name of the colorway. It's a week old, so it'll be coming off tonight, and I'll have new nails tomorrow. But I have pretties for now. So, if you need any information, contact information is at the end. Otherwise, hopefully I'll sit and chat with you next week. See ya!